Next up is Show. I'm going to be honest, Show, the way your draft started, I thought you were going to go the 3 wide receiver route. You started with Odell Beckham as your first pick. You didn't keep him, so he was available. You took him with the first pick. Then you grabbed A.J. Green right before where I wanted to drop him, so I'm a little angry about that. But then you switched gears and you grabbed Doug Martin and Jonathan Stewart. Stewart, if he can stay healthy, I mean, that's a running offense, so you're going to get the yardage and the touchdowns just, by default. And Doug Martin had a great year last year. If he can come back from, the 2 down years he had, I think that he's going to be another really good running back for you. You've got 2 guys that have a chance of being 1,000-yard runners, in which, like I said before, that there was only 7,000 yards rushers last year. That's really valuable to have. Then you grab Russell Wilson in the 5th round, right about where some of the top quarterbacks started coming off the board. With the running, passing, you're going to have that benefit, so I get why you grabbed him there. You grab Matt Jones, who currently has a separated shoulder. Hopefully he gets to play this year, because he could be another one, but once again, he's a backup running back for you to start the season, so he could be one that takes over, halfway through the season if Jonathan Stewart starts to fall off. Like I said, you got the 2 wide receivers with ODB and A.J. Green. Those are 2 number 1 guys. And then you grab Deshaun Jackson, a boom or bust kind of guy. But, man, when he booms, he really goes hard and catches a lot of deep passes. So I think he's another guy that, kind of gets overlooked now. Now that he's, since he's been to Washington, really nobody pays attention to him, even though he still continues to have pretty good seasons. Devin Funchess is supposed to have a breakout year this year. That's what everybody says. With Kelvin Benjamin coming back, it's really who's going to catch the ball there. Are they going to split it? Is it going to be more one way or the other? And if it's them 2 together, then obviously Ted Ginn Jr. is going to be the odd man out there. And then Marcus Wheaton, who, once again, with him having another good year, he's a deep threat there, and with Antonio Brown on the other side, you got to hope that Sammy Coates doesn't end up taking over his role, but I think there's going to be enough passes to go around there. You grab J.J. later, once again, with what I've said about Arian Foster, I don't believe Foster will stay healthy all year. If he does stay healthy all year, J.E. is going to be, just a backup and not a very good one. He doesn't seem to have the explosiveness, and I'm really surprised about his weakness in catching the ball, considering that he caught so many at Boise State, but he really can't seem to hold on to the ball. And you grabbed Antonio Gates as your tight end, which, he just continues to do it. Every year you think he's going to fall off, and he doesn't. And, he's got Philip Rivers, them 2 just work. I mean, they're close to passing, I think, Peyton Manning and Marvin Harrison for most catches between a wide receiver, even though he's not, and quarterback. But then you also grabbed Martellus Bennett, who, where you got him at, it could be the steal of the draft if he comes out and plays, if they do more of that 2 tight end set like they did with Hernandez, and he takes that role. I don't think he's as athletic as Hernandez, but I think he can still catch the ball down the field and really help out Garoppolo/Brady. And I think that, in the first few weeks, they're going to do a lot of 2 tight end sets with Brady missing 4 games. And Tajae Sharpe, you're a Tennessee fan, you get it. He's going to start as a wide receiver. He's a rookie, but he's one of only, I think, 2 or 3 that are really going to start. So I think that he could have a pretty solid year, but even then, he's your 5th, 6th wide receiver. He's kind of a boom or bust play, and I get it. And then you got C.J. Process, the Notre Dame back that's down in Seattle. I mean, he's 3rd on the depth chart right now, but he can catch the ball out of the backfield, so that gives him a chance to get on the field a little bit sooner than you would think. Because with Christine Michaels and Thomas Rawls, neither of them are really known for catching the balls. Rawls a little bit more, but I think that he'll get a little bit of a niche role, and if injuries happen, then he'll have a chance to get on the field a little bit earlier. But like I said, man, this your wide receiving core is really strong, and your running backs are pretty good too. This team wouldn't surprise me to be the number 1 overall team at the end of the regular season. So I'm giving this team an A. I think that your balance with the running backs and wide receivers really helps out, and part of that is being beneficial of being the worst team last year. You got the early picks this year, and it seems like you made the best of them by not keeping a keeper. You took who the best available on the board is, which surprisingly was Odell Beckham. So A overall, and hopefully you'll be in the playoffs by the end of the season.